Hey, everybody.
Hello, welcome to another Monday.
Monday show.
Live in 2022.
Yeah. First one. Is
I
this
don't know if the
second one
I
or
don't know if
first?
the
Second one
audio
of the
came
show, right?
through.
Yeah, second one of the
This
show.
is the second one. Yeah, episode 2. Season 2, episode 2.
Season 2, episode 2. Okay, yeah.
Season 2, episode 2.
We didn't get
Oh, man.
canceled. That's good news. That's really
Woo.
good news.
Yeah, I mean, hello, it's 2022.
Yeah. They renegotiated our contracts. We are still making the same amount of money. $0, 0 cents. Hey, But hey.
$0. Yep, $0.
Oh,
Hope everybody's doing good. I saw Stu is drinking something fancy today.
let's
Going to
see.
Flavor Town.
Oh,
Hello,
my
everybody.
God.
Lovely people.
Open up everything here.
Hope
We
all is
got
well.
Stu, we got Winky, we got Bumpkin, we got Razvan, we got the crew in tonight already.
Yes.
Super fast.
Yeah. So we decided that we're going to do open mic tonight. So it's kind of like random topics, just kind of hanging out. This week, it's so funny. Like leading into the end of last week, coming into this week, it's been kind of crazy. We had an interesting meeting at work today, and my brain was just such. It's just it was a scatter. So
I'm not going to comment.
This is how the conversation went today. Jono, we're having this meeting at work, and my brain is everywhere. And he's like, "Oh," and I was like,
Oh?
"Yes." I was like, "Yes." And then I tell him everything what the meeting is about. Jono hits me back up. Cool. I want to know everything.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you all the deets.
Tell me when it's done. I want to hear it all. So,
I'll tell you all the deets.
yeah, give me the deets. Spill the tea, my friend.
That's right, Private Bumpkin. There's absolutely nothing wrong with my hat. That's right.
Oh, we just lost a sub because of your hat. Thanks.
Well, no, the sub is the producer. Sadly, she's stuck with me.
Hey,
So-
she knew that
so-
going into this.
Yes.
There's no
so,
surprise.
If you guys know anything about American football, the producer, she likes the New York, soon to be New Jersey Jets.
Wait. New Jersey Jets?
Oh,
They're
dude,
literally going to
oh.
actually finally move them to where their stadium's located?
So here's the thing, right? So over the weekend, I was watching the Pat McAfee show, and then some fan, or actually, no, it wasn't the fan, it was the city of New York City, is filing a cease and desist, almost like a lawsuit, against the New York Giants and the New York Jets, saying that, quote, "You guys don't even play here. Stop using our names." Oh my goodness. And then I screenshotted that, sent it to the producer, and I said, "Just say it with me. New Jersey Jets."
The Jersey Jets.
The Jersey Jets. Somehow it's so fitting.
It is.
It's so fitting. So,
I'm waiting for like the Jersey Shore memes.
so as much as she doesn't like to admit this fact, Buffalo is the only team that plays in New York.
You're right, because the Jets share the
The
stadium.
Bills.
The Jets share the
it's-
stadium.
Yep. But the Giants, MetLife.
Yeah. They
Across
both. So
the
they're
river.
over in the river. What, farming? What's it called?
Farmington, I think
Farmington,
somewhere
Jersey,
there.
something like that. Yeah. So it's over there. You're right. The Buffalo Bills are the only ones
Yep,
that actually have a
the
stadium
Bills.
in New York State. I didn't
That's
even
right.
think about
New
that.
York's team.
Interesting.
What a way to start the cast.
Yeah,
Love it.
interesting. All right. Well. All right. Welcome
What
to
are
the
you
show.
drinking today?
More American. We always get on the topic of American football. I'm double fisting. Well, not double fisting tonight.
It's that time.
My warm up is my go-to. I need a little. I'm hopeful there's caffeine in this. Pardon me.
It's
wants
got
to say-
cola,
Oh, it
right?
does. It actually says caffeine. Yeah. So this one does.
Whoop, whoop.
This is the
Caffeine?
bourbon Coke from New Zealand. This Barrel 51. You guys, if you watch the show, you've seen it probably three times. So barrel aged bourbon, Coca-Cola, not too sweet, 7%. New Zealand. It's pretty good. Kind of get a little kick in the shorts. Then to follow up, and I will give you a flavor profile of this beauty once we.
Oh, yes.
This one I saw. It is a Hakko lemon sour beer. It's not like, I think it's a lemon sour beer. So actually beer. I don't know. I can't read.
Interesting.
What's that?
Lemon sour beer.
I see Joe with some kind of alcohol character there.
I see like
I can read the
some
one
kind
word.
of alcohol.
Yeah, I can
yes.
read that word. Something to do with alcohol, and the rest of I don't know. 'Cause
I
can't
think that
read
in the kanji, I would expect that to be fat how, so like it's fermented.
Okay, so it says Hakko Lemon Sour, brewed lemon, enriched taste and aroma is what it says in English on the can.
Oh, I
So
think that's what it is. The brewed, like, so that's probably what it is.
okay, so I'll find out. So it's gonna be a Hakko Lemon Sour, but brewed lemon. So we'll see what brewed lemon is.
Interesting. I am being super fancy tonight. I'm drinking the producer's Cloudy Bay 2021 Sauvignon Blanc. I felt like I was just before we started the show. I was telling John, I was hey, once again, I'm going to try to prove to the chat that I am not an alcoholic by drinking a whole bottle of wine to myself.
Yeah, but that doesn't really work too well. But technically, you're not drinking alone, so you're drinking with all of
True.
us. We have the whole
With
crew
all
here,
of you
so
guys.
it's not
That
a
is
big deal.
correct. Yeah.
No problem.
That's right. And I did promise the producer that I'd buy her another bottle tomorrow. So I think I want to try to get her to try something a little bit different. Another Sauvignon Blanc, like maybe a German or something.
So Razvan's asking a good question. He said, "Is 7 to 9% alcohol beer common in Asia? Because Romania, 99% of them are 5 to 5.2." Yes and no. So like most of the common beers, at least I can speak to Taiwan, are 5%. Four to five, that's normal. 5 is kind of like the bog standard. So if you're gonna go reach in for something local, it's that. But I found that when you get to these Chuhai, those fruit beers that we like,
So good.
very low sugar. So like they're fruit flavored, they have like a little bit of sweetness to them. Some of those like they range from 3, and those are really sweet. So those are like, hey,
yeah.
someone who doesn't want to have heavy alcohol, but you want like something that tastes like fruit juice. They start at 3, and it's just like drinking really good fruit juice. Some of those have like up to 10, 20, 30% fruit juice in them. That I have that listed
They're
on the can
really
too.
good. They
Yeah.
are very good.
And then they range all the way up to like 4. 3s and 4s are pretty common. 5s, and then we get to the ones that Mark and I enjoy. They're 9.
Oh yeah, the strong zeros.
Yeah.
And its derivatives.
Yeah, and I think it says like vodka on it. Some of them have vodka,
think
some
so.
don't. I think the
Yeah.
99.99 ones are vodka or some derivative vodka, and then some of the other
Something
stuff.
alcoholic, something delicious.
But in the States, when we have the high alcohol stuff, it's like grain alcohol, and it's like it's like
Yeah.
malt liquor, they call it.
Malt
Ugh,
liquor,
it's
moonshine.
terrible.
Eesh.
It has its own taste.
I would say same thing over here. I think like East Asian beers in general are actually quite above 5% ish,
Yeah.
and flavor wise they're usually quite light. I mean, if you're Razvan, you're from Romania, so it'll be a much lighter beer than maybe some of even the lagers you guys have over there in Europe, because just climate wise it's just so hot over here most of the time. It's hard to drink a heavy beer.
Yeah.
However, with the prevalence of these craft beers and microbreweries, you are starting to see more higher alcohol percentage beers. So 6s, 6.8s are a little bit more prevalent nowadays. You can get them like microbrews. They will make a can and you can buy it at the supermarket here. There are 6.8, sometimes are 8. Then of course, then you step up into the Chuhais that we usually drink as well. So Hong Kong is pretty good at the fact that we have quite a large variety of alcoholic volume. Then we have like the really strong double box that you can get from Germany. It's like 13% in a beer bottle. Yeah. Oh
Those
my
are those.
God.
Those. What is that? What's the brand? There's one of them, and they get nuts. They like. There's one of them. What is that one? They like the cans are different colors. It's like Edinburgh or something like that. They go from like green, red, blue, and something else.
Oh, I think I know which one you're
And
talking
they
about.
step up at each color, and they look the
Yeah.
same. It's just like the coloring on the can, and it goes to like 11 or 13%.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah,
they're
it's
just,
ugh.
they're terrible tasting.
I don't know why people do that to themselves,
it's
but
so
they do.
bad.
Yeah.
But to private bumpkins in there, it's like I can't remember the last time I saw anything less than 7% in my corner of the states, and I'll second that. Short of the like the off the shelf stuff, and if you live in the southeast, there's some alcohol laws depending of what where beer stops and liquor begins. There's like percentages, but I'm telling you, most of the beers I've been seeing, like it's kind of changing. Most of the stuff I see in the States now, like all these microbrews or even like major breweries, if you're not getting away from just like your Budweisers, your, Millers, the basics of Coors Lights, like a lot of the stuff's like 6.5, 7.5%. Like they're really pushing the numbers now these days.
Yeah. I think, in some sense, maybe they're trying to do this, maybe drink less and still kind of get the buzz kind of feeling. I don't know.
Well, I think it's more
I don't know
flavor
why.
to me. Like people, I think the palate of more and more beer drinkers is becoming,
More
wanting
sophisticated,
the
that's for sure.
hops, the flavors, and when you have so
Yeah.
much flavor, you can hide heavier alcohol underneath.
Very
it.
true. Very, very true. Very, very true.
Yeah.
Shelves up at 11%. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, so I have a story about American stuff. I went to the only Southern restaurant in Hong Kong last week.
Oh, that's right. You showed me the photos. And you kind of gave me a tease. I want to hear the rest of the
Yeah.
story.
So there's a restaurant that just opened from a lovely gentleman from Oregon, of all places.
Wait,
He's from
wait.
Portland.
Let me take a step back.
Yes, yes.
So he's from
yes.
Portland, Oregon, lives in Hong
Portland,
Kong,
Oregon,
and
lives
he
here,
opened up a
restaurant, Southern style
American
restaurant.
Okay.
From,
Which, for those who don't know geography inside the United States, if this is the U.S., this
like
is
from-
Oregon.
Yeah.
This is where the food he's cooking
This is
from.
where the food is from. Yeah, exactly. So
Farthest part possible.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, hats off to him. I think he's got a lot of the spirit of what it's supposed to be. And like I had a good 10-minute conversation with him. Cool guy, good passion. He opened it right in like the heart of like local as you can get local area of Hong Kong. So like where we like for those of you guys who follow our day job, so there's a place in Hong Kong called Gun Street, and it is in a place called Mong Kok. It is downtown Hong Kong on Kowloon side. Like
Yeah, and when you go there, it's about as traditional from someone who's visited just a couple times, like a foreigner perspective. When you imagine Hong Kong, when you see Hong Kong in the films, when you see
all the people in the ladies market and all that.
just the
It's
craziness in the markets and all the stuff and the small shops and everybody out talking, people sitting on the side of the streets on a metal stool, like just eating food because that's where you sit when you eat from the restaurant. That's it.
That's
Dead
it.
on.
So that's where they opened a southern joint called Graceland. Like
Graceland named after Elvis's in
Elvis's
Memphis,
place,
in Tennessee, where I'm from.
So I asked them, why Graceland? And so they said is basically they wanted to they were inspired by like that Finding Graceland song, right? So you kind of have the journey to find it.
Okay.
And so that's why they were inspired to do it. Also, like they felt like if they just open it up in Central, like basically the big expat area, there'll just be another restaurant. I mean, there'll just be another gimmicky restaurant there. So I totally get it.
Yeah,
I totally get it. I feel like they adjusted the palate a little bit. Like for example, I ordered deep fried catfish, right? Slide of deep fried catfish. I had a side of collard greens and potato salad. Potato salad, it was nothing really to write home about. I can make a better one, but that's neither here nor there. But the catfish, I felt like they really kind of fancied it up for sure.
Oh, really?
So I think they fancied it up a bit much. So like it's not Arkansas or Tennessee or that kind of
Uncle
catfish.
Bud's Catfish. Have you ever been to Uncle Bud's Catfish, the chain?
No,
It's
but
like a
I've
catfish,
been to the Catfish Cabin.
Oh, Catfish Cabin, all those.
I've been to Catfish
Or
Cabin.
the all-you-can-eat catfish buffets. Like those are the best.
You know the best catfish I've ever had was actually in the Catholic Church on Tuesday nights. They had a catfish dinner, catfish and hush puppies, and it was so good. I couldn't believe how good it was. It was so good.
And
It was my grandpa who took me.
now you're gonna have to
and,
explain what a hush puppy is.
So a hush puppy, for lack of a better word, it's almost like a hash brown. Like it's like a ball. It's like a deep fried ball of kind of like batter.
Cornmeal. It's cornmeal batter.
Yeah, exactly.
And they usually put onions, like white onions in it, some kind of like whatever. Basically, it's the batter you're dipping all of your fried stuff in.
Yeah.
So catfish
they're
is
frying
typically
it into a
fried
ball.
in a cornmeal batter.
Yeah.
And you'll usually serve catfish like southern style, like we'd have. You'll take the catfish, which is usually kind of earthy, gamey. Like
It
even
tastes like carp here in Asia. I mean,
Yeah, or
people here in
tilapia.
Asia eat carp all the time. So
Very
like, when
similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very similar flavor. And you will batter it in cornmeal, like a cornmeal batter, and like egg and all that. So it's really thick and you'll fry it. So it's like really crispy. And like that batter, you can take the ball and usually it's served with white onion. Like a lot of the place will serve with slices of white onion and tartar sauce. Kind of how you do it.
So they had like a spicy kind of mayo concoction that they whipped out. Excellent, mind you. The catfish, though, I felt like it was a little on the fancy side. So like, when we eat catfish, it's maybe like a whole piece, kind of like a fillet. It's got that nice crunchy batter on it.
Yeah, real crispy, crunchy on the outside. Yeah.
how they made it was almost like a fancy fish and chips. You know that slice of fish where you get
Yeah,
a
yeah.
fancy fish and
Like the
chips
big
slice?
cod where it's like a
Yeah, but it
yeah.
wasn't like the super crunchy beers with the beer batter. It's almost like it was like dry battered and then fried. So the battering almost became part of the skin of the fish.
Hmm.
It was very flaky. It was very juicy, but like to me, it felt more like fish and chips inspired by the South instead of deep fried catfish.
Yeah, because deep fried catfish is definitely its own thing.
It
like,
had
for
the flavor
sure.
profile. Like it was like, oh yeah, this is definitely something I remember. But like overall, texture wise, it was way more to like a nice fish from a fish and chips than deep fried catfish.
Yeah.
So that was my experience with that. The collard greens though, they were very good. The
Like-
collard greens, like I took a bite and I was like, oh my god! I put my fork down. I was like, I can't believe this.
I'm
is
home. I'm home.
I can't
I'm
believe
home.
this is happening. It was so good. Like
Really?
their collard greens,
Like,
were
really
very
that good?
Like
Like-
they were good to the fact that when you put it down, you took a bite, you're like, that's collard greens.
Yeah.
Like there's no doubt about it. You took a bite and that was it. Mind you, they're the only people in Hong Kong who serve it.
Yeah, true. Like I don't even know where you could find collard greens.
So
In
they say
Hong
the
Kong.
collard greens take them about all day to make because they can't get enough stock.
Right.
They can't get enough of the veggie.
Yeah. Because like who grows collard greens in
Yeah,
Asia? I mean,
exactly.
I don't
So,
know.
yeah,
It's
they
kind
have
of
to get
similar. I mean,
imported.
it would probably grow in the climate. But so if you guys don't know, collard
Probably would.
collard greens are kind of like they're dark leafy green. They're going to be very strong flavored, and if you
Oh,
eat
yeah.
them just like fresh, raw, or you just like steam them, they're incredibly bitter, and they just don't taste good at
Yeah.
all. A
And they're
normal
very
human
tough.
being, yeah, they're really tough. You're like, ugh. And it's like the hardest spinach. The leaves are really big, and it's bitter, and it's just kind of like, it's just no one would want to eat this.
Yeah,
But
it's
because we're
ve-
from the South, and hey,
Either
you
way.
know, it's like it's not like we're not from like the historically rich part of the United States. Like, all right, well, these things are growing. Let's figure out how to make it work. Oh, we'll
Yeah.
take some salted pork, like smoked pork or like pork leg
Yeah.
or bacon, and you put it in there. And they found if you cook it for hours,
Oh yeah.
it changes it totally, and then you get this really good like cooked in because it can hold up. Like if you cook spinach for like 2-3 hours, it'd be just like mush, be destroyed. But these things are so tough.
Yeah,
that you
oh,
can
yeah.
cook them for 2 or 3 hours, and they finally get soft enough to where they're like, okay, they're good to eat now.
Finally, they'll get soft. Like after hours and hours and hours of cooking, they'll get to the consistency of perfectly steamed spinach.
Yeah,
This is after probably tens of hours of boiling.
and there's 3 kinds of greens. There's collard greens, turnip greens, and mustard greens, and they're all
Yeah.
roughly in the same family. They do have slightly different flavored profiles.
Yeah.
But again, these are something only Southern boys would
Yeah.
know the difference of. All are cooked the same way. All are kind of in the same family. All have the same, you know, like you can cook them forever. And when they're
So-
done right,
Oh, they're so good. They're so good. They're so delicious. And so there's a few more notable things from the restaurant that I think is definitely worth checking out, especially if you guys are in Hong Kong. So the collard greens and all that. So I'll start with a few more savory dishes before I move on to the 2 sweet ones. The next one the producer had was country fried steak.
oh,
So this basically chicken fried steak. So I'm not gonna say it's bad. I thought it was pretty good. Because if I was someone who's never had it before, like the producer, and that was the first time she had it, I'd say that was pretty dang good.
all right. On a scale
However-
from 1 to Uncle Herschel's breakfast at Cracker Barrel
I
and
won't
getting the
even go
country
that
fried
far.
steak, where is this?
I would say let's just go to IHOP.
Oh,
right? Let's
okay.
just go to- let's
IHOP
just go to
country. Okay.
right?
All right. All right.
Let's just go to IHOP. Let's not go to like way up there, like good diner food. Let's just go to IHOP. So I would say IHOP is a little bit better because IHOP actually pounded their steak flat enough. So this
Yeah.
actually came in like a steak. it was just a steak, a regular steak that they
Wait.
slightly tenderized.
Oh no! You gotta be like you get a cube steak like so. You go to the grocery
yeah,
store
I
in the
know.
States, you can get a cube steak, and they run them through this tenderizer machine. And when you get it, it looks in the package it's steak, but it looks like ground beef because
Yeah.
it's been tenderized to the point where you're like, is that a pack of ground beef? No, it's actually called cube steak, and they just
Yeah.
basically beat it until like it admits to every crime it never
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it's not it wasn't bad. I think it had the flavor, but the essence of it needed to be pounded thin.
Okay.
So it's almost like eating Wiener Schnitzel when you go to like Germany or Austria. It's almost like that. But
that's actually a really good analogy, like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just think that country fried steak or chicken fried steak has the battering is more flavorful than Wiener Schnitzel. But I prefer country fried steak and chicken fried steak over Wiener Schnitzel, even though I love both. Anyways,
I do too.
So that was good. Their gravy was okay. I think it was a little too watery though. That's where it kind of got me. Like the thick white gravy you get, with the chunks of sausage in it. It's so thick.
Or at least the pan drippings
down and it doesn't drip. Right?
The pan drippings from the steak is
Yeah.
what you do. So if you're doing country fried steak, you'll have either sausage or pan drippings. We'll tell you to make it. Whole milk
It's super
or a little
easy.
bit of cream if you want to deglaze your pan, and you throw some flour in there and a metric ton of pepper.
Yeah.
And
that's all it is.
that's it. That's all you do.
And just keep beating it until it kind of loosens up or gets to
Until
the
it gets
consistency
thick.
you like. Turn the fire off and away you go.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. But
So
yeah,
it's congee thick, like thick congee thick, and then
oh,
you're
yeah.
rocking. That's it.
If it's upside down and it doesn't goop out,
Yeah.
you win.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can put it on everything. I swear to God. But yeah, so overall, I think it was okay. Finally, there's two more. So they had a fish po' boy.
Really.
It was actually quite good. I think just the bun wasn't toasted well enough, but our friend said the fish was actually really good. The fried fish that they put in was really good. So that was that. And then so to answer Ho Ching Young, you asked if they had some different kind of fried chickens, like buffalo wings. The Upview one, they actually have Kansas City hot chicken.
Kansas City. I saw on your menu it said Nashville hot chicken.
Oh, on the flip side, they had Kansas City.
Oh,
hot
they
chicken.
can't. So they have Kansas City and Nashville.
So the
both.
Nashville one is a vegetarian option.
Huh?
Yeah, it's like a veggie chicken. It's like so they have real chicken, and then if you flip the menu over, then they had the Kansas City style hot chicken, which is actual chicken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say, like, did you try the Nashville? I saw that I didn't look deep enough. Yeah, because
No, I didn't.
I definitely
saw the veggie,
I
was
can
like,
do a proper Nashville hot chicken. Like, there is it's actually not that hard. Like, one of the guys I worked with, he ended up leaving the company I was with years and years ago and opened up one. And I saw exactly how they made it. I was like, oh, that's the secret. That's how you do it. Because it's like basically it's fried chicken. You just take fried chicken, right? That's all it is, right? And you fry it like normal. But then they have this like really spicy, flavorful, salty, like it's almost like barbecue rub. In fact, it is barbecue rub.
Yeah.
And you put it on it, and that's what gives you that hot chicken.
Yeah.
And Kansas
It's
City's more
always
like a
that
vinegar
little-
sauce, right? Or what?
I think so. No, but Kansas City is it's a vinegar wet sauce that when you're done, you either drizzle it on or you dip your freshly fried chicken fillet, where it's still crunchy. You dip it in, you pull it out.
Okay.
It's like a flash dip. So when it's so hot, it still seeps into the batter.
So the secret to Nashville hot chicken is you take, when you're frying your chicken, you got to oil the oil, right? You take some of the oil and you put it in a separate pan and you throw the spices in there. So you like basically use barbecue rub. So
Right.
whatever's available, usually cumin, some like ancho chili, some things like that. And garlic powder, all the powders, right? Onion powder, garlic powder, those things.
All the powders.
Salt, and pepper. Then you put the hot fry oil. I'm talking like straight from the fryer in there. And it blooms your spices, means it opens them up. And then while that oil is still freaking hot, you throw your chicken in there, toss it around real quick.
Oh, yeah.
And because the
so good.
oil, because the chicken's been fried, the oil like reabsorbs into the crispy chicken skin. So then you take it out and your chicken is turned bright red. So the fried chicken, like the crispy
yeah.
breading is now like as red as your earbuds, like your headphones
Yep.
where you have on.
Yep. Yep.
And it's because the spices with that oil. So think of taking like the Asian equivalent would be taking hot chili oil and heating it all the way up and then putting it on your like hot star chicken, right? And we should open up a Taiwanese hot chicken
You
place.
should totally do it.
Holy moly.
You should totally do it.
In the stream
trademark,
now.
This is
Cut it,
Jono's.
delete it,
This is
delete it.
Jono's. This is
Delete the
Jono's idea.
stream.
Just say
Delete.
it now at 9:55 p.m. GMT plus 8. This is Jono's idea.
This is my idea.
Okay. This is Jono's idea.
We could totally do a Taiwanese Nashville hot chicken.
Yeah, you should totally do it. Yeah, totally do it. I think it'll work. I think it 100% work.
Yeah.
So the final two things.
So,
that
sorry,
gonna talk
I'm like
about-
totally like ruining your
and
great story.
so
of
it's okay.
food.
It's all good. Now it's down to the the sweet part. Number one,
Oh,
I was there with the producer and our two British friends. They've never had peach cobbler.
oh, the peach cobbler.
They had legit peach cobbler. You know how when you bake it, the crust gets crispy
Mhm.
and kind of chewy.
Yeah, crunchy,
they-
chewy.
Oh, they nailed it. They
Oh.
nailed the crunchy, chewy, crispy peach cobbler, sticky, real. Just it was perfect. Like everything about that peach cobbler was so good. We had to order seconds.
Oh,
It was so good. Like, okay, the producer isn't a big peach fan, but she took a bite and she's like, "Yeah, that is pretty good. Just I don't like peaches." But yeah, it
I'm
was
with the
good.
producer on this one. I'm not a huge peach fan. Now, if you had an apple cobbler,
hmm
now you're talking.
I was
Or
trying
cherry,
to tell them
cherry cobbler's good too.
cherry's good. Yeah, I was trying to tell them that the best peach cobbler I've actually had was at the the big fancy buffet at the Bellagio.
Mhm.
They have it there.
Really?
It is like the best. They have the best peach cobbler I've ever had and the best blueberry pie that I've ever had there. Like
Was it
I
the
don't know
Bacchanal?
how.
Is that the Bacchanal, as they call
It's
it?
the fancy one on the second floor, and it's off to the side. And you go in, and it's almost like it's
That's,
got
that's
these
the
fancy-
Caesars is the Bacchanal buffet.
yeah, it's the one at the Bellagio. It's the one where they have like this unlimited crab legs that they keep serving at all hours of the night. Yeah, I was there with.
It's
some
just called the
clients.
buffet at Bellagio.
Yeah, that place. It's-
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, they have really good cobbler there. And then the final thing that really made the night complete was they had an in-house coffee liqueur that they made with that they made into a drink that was a espresso martini.
Really?
Ooh, wow, that was good. That was good
Wow.
because they shook it with some pecan and a bit of and they dusted with a bit of cinnamon. it was
Oh. So it's kind of like
very good.
espresso pecan pie.
Yeah, it was very good. It was so good that we're like, we can't have too many of these. If not, we wouldn't go to sleep. Like,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be
Oh
able
my
to.
gosh. So I was having dinner with the producer and the fam the other day, and I was trying to explain pecan pie to them. And
National treasure.
yeah, it's a national treasure. It's like basically pure syrup.
It is.
So
But
when your
still.
recipe starts with you get a bottle of light and dark Karo syrup, corn
Mm-hmm.
syrup, and that's how your recipe begins. Like, well, what else? Well, there's an egg. Okay, what else? Vanilla. What else?
Yeah.
Some more sugar. But wait,
Yep.
aren't those two things sugar? Yeah.
No,
But wait,
no,
you're gonna
no,
add
no,
more?
no.
Yeah, we're gonna add more sugar
Yes.
to it. And then what else? Well, pecans. Well, what else is there? Nope. I'm pretty sure that's all we have in the recipe.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Well, the crust. The, crust.
Yeah, there's crust.
Which is
yeah.
also sugar.
sugar. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
oh,
The crust. Yeah.
pecan pie, chess pie.
Yep.
I'll go for a chess pie or a derby pie, man. Kentucky derby pie. Oh,
Oh yeah.
you
those
guys.
are
By
good.
the way, if you're a sweet fan, I'm not a sweet fan, but like there are certain sweets that like check my. Google yourself a Kentucky derby pie. That that is.
Yeah.
It's basically a pecan pie with I think chocolate chips
Oh my god.
added. Derby, oh pie. Derby
Yeah,
pie.
I'm not usually a big desserts
Kentucky
guy
Derby
too, but
chocolate walnut pie. So it's walnut, not pecans. So it's basically you switch the pecans for walnuts, and then you put chocolate in there to help balance out the bitterness.
oh yeah.
God, that
Just-
looks so freaking. Just Google it. Chocolate bourbon pecan pie. Oh my God, why am I looking at these
chocolate
recipes right now?
Bourbon pecan pie. My god.
I want to make a derby pie. I wonder if I can make one here. Hang on. Let's look at. I'm going to all. Well, we're going to talk. I'm just going to go to all recipes here and check it out.
Oh yeah, do it.
Let's see. I got an oven. It's cool. Brown sugar. Oh, corn syrup, man. I'm not gonna be able to get corn syrup here.
You know that's funny how that is actually not an easy thing to buy here.
Cause it's illegal in most places.
You know, it's just
Nobody allows
hello.
corn syrup in anything except the U.S. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I do live in an extended part of China, so you know
Yeah,
I'm just
true.
saying I would
So this
never
is-
run it past the people here.
Pecan, eggs, brown sugar, corn syrup, flour, butter, sugar, bourbon, vanilla extract, and chocolate chips. That's it. Oh my gosh, I want to make one of
times.
these.
Do it.
How do we turn into a cooking show this week?
You well, man, open mic, and you know we're talking about food. I mean, what else? You know what's actually also very good? Fennel cake.
Oh, funnel! I have not
Funnel
had.
cake. Yeah.
For someone who owned a donut truck, me, I will still eat funnel cake.
Oh, it's so good.
I will still do
It's so
funnel cake.
good.
Donuts. Okay. I still will. I'll have my share of donuts here and there now, but it's not something I seek out anymore. I used to seek out donuts. After you make them, then it's kind of hard to do it. However, funnel cake, something about getting that sucker on that white Dixie paper plate. Where, like
God,
the
yes.
oil's just like the paper, like it's the cheap white paper plates aren't even coated in America. I don't know if you've ever seen these white paper plates. We don't have them here. And it's just the oil just soaks straight through, so it's like translucent. The paper plate you're trying to hold.
Oh
this
yeah,
thing.
your hand is just gloss. It's like just glistening with the oil.
And you get these things like basically it's a big metal funnel, and they put like a pancake slash donut batter in there, for lack of better, somewhere in there, and you just put it. They have a huge vat of fry oil, and they put a ring in there. They have rings, and you don't have to do a ring. You just kind of just squirt it in like
Yeah.
all around, so it looks just all basically it looks like a palmian cake. I'm saying
Oh,
Mandarin.
yeah,
looks like
yeah.
the noodles, a noodle like a round noodle cake from instant noodles. So
Oh yeah, it does. It really does.
and so when you're done, it looks like that, but it's actually just the fried dough, and they're like this big. And then when it comes out, it's golden. And you hit it with more powdered sugar than you know what to do with.
yeah, a
And
little bit of some jam or some whatever
some
else.
food, yeah. And then when it cools just enough, you can grab just chunks of it off. You put it in your mouth, get like powdered
Put it
sugar
all,
off.
all
You look
over
like
your face.
you look like Robert Downey Jr. in Less Than Zero. I mean, you get like
Yeah, I
you
know.
like
Just Scarface sitting there.
yeah, Scarface. No,
Talk with me.
Scarface. Scarface is when you eat a beignet in New Orleans. You go to Cafe Du Monde, you have a beignet, you come out looking like Scarface. Actually, the pile of beignets look like the scene from Scarface.
Oh,
Now I want a beignet. What are we talking about? Now we're on fried dough.
I mean, Razvan just said he had a dream last night. He was eating langos. It's a Hungarian salty fried donut filled with cheese.
Sold.
That sounds amazing.
I'm done. I'm done. Like I'm.
Fried donut and cheese.
I think every culture, every city, every state, every region of this planet has some kind of awesome fried dough food.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh,
The producer, okay, Stu's producer asked to know if Mrs. Fields cookies are a legit U.S. thing. The answer to that is absolutely yes.
yeah.
Mrs. Fields cookies are, I mean, I think anybody you know in the States knows Mrs. Fields. Like it's pretty much a standard. You can go to the grocery store and you can buy the cookies in the frozen section. You can buy, she has like Mrs. Fields cookie cakes. You can buy in
Don't
the
they have
frozen
like the
section.
dough you can get in the
I
U.S.
don't know,
too?
maybe. I
Did
think
they?
they might be doing
Or
that.
it was only Sara Lee that did the dough.
Sarah
was
Lee
it
did all the
Sara Lee?
cakes and the doughs, and Pillsbury does all the cookies.
Yeah,
too.
Pillsbury for sure. Yeah. I know
Toll
some
House,
heathen.
Toll House cookies. But I think all the Mrs. Field stuff, I know they did like chocolate chip cookie like pies and cakes and things like that in the dessert section. But no, it's a legit thing. There's Mrs. Fields like you can go to like malls and Samaria, they'll have Mrs. Field shops and you can buy
Yeah.
cookies. Like they literally
Yeah.
have the cookies like stacked up.
Yeah. I know a few heathens in my life that would eat the dough like just raw. I don't know how they do it, but yeah, they.
Hey, to this day I've never met anybody who's died of eating raw cookie dough. So
No,
I'm not gonna
never, but-
judge.
Look, there's a lot of things you shouldn't be doing, but people do.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Ooh, good corn dog location in Hong Kong, Taiwan. I've seen some corn dog places around, but they're more Taiwanese corn dog. They're usually night markets have them. They're like
Yeah.
a batter dip, but they're not like Western style corn dogs with like the cornmeal.
True.
Cornmeal's
Yeah.
hard to find here, to be honest.
That, yeah, I mean, you can find it in City Super, but it's super expensive.
Really?
Yeah, City Super.
Okay.
Oh, waiting on that
Smells like
tasting notes.
lemon. Smells like lemon. It's Kirin, so I have high expectations of this. Very like a bitter lemon to my nose.
Oh, nice. The moment of truth.
Oh, very approved.
Nice.
So, bitter lemon, just a dot of sweetness, and it drops into bitter, and it goes clean at the end. So you
Oh,
got
nice.
bitter lemon, sourness, and then a little sweet right at the peak, just a touch, and then it's gone.
Oh yeah, that
Oh.
nice lemony sweet, and then
7%. This one is absolutely the Hakko Lemon Sour by Kirin is totally an approved. If you guys like
Nice.
lemon, like it's not Chuhai lemon. This is definitely like a true proper like lemon sour.
yeah,
So
that's good. That's good. That's good.
This
Ho
would be
Ching
awesome in the
Young,
summer.
don't you always feel like every time Jono brings on drinks, we look at our beer selection here in Hong Kong or at the supermarket or at 7-Eleven, you just kind of think to yourself like, why don't we get all the cool stuff? You know,
Like this is just Family Mart, man. I just rolled in Family Mart. I was like, what do they got? Oh,
we
this
got
is new.
7-Eleven and Circle K, and they both sell the same things. So you know,
Yeah. Oh, Young got me bitter lemon bitter tea. Thank you for bringing back that evil flashback from 2021. The bitter
yikes,
tea. Kucha. No, thank you.
yikes.
Hey, from now on, when any of you knuckleheads, when the border finally opens, you're all welcome, of course. Come visit, but be prepared. I'm taking your tails to the bitter tea shop, and I can't wait. We're gonna have it immortalized. I'm gonna get like one of those Polaroid cameras, like the little
Oh yeah,
Instapics,
oh
whatever.
yes.
And I'm gonna take a photo right when you take that sip. I'll be like, and you're like, ah. The look in your face. I'm gonna have a wall of coup.
The wall of coup. Oh my god,
Yes.
that's awesome.
That's it.
That's so awesome. You know, Ho Ching Young, I've not actually found any good corn dog places here. But what I do realize is, you know, Yamasaki, the bread shop.
Mhm.
The
Yeah, I know
bakery,
it. Yeah.
So
have them
Yamasaki
here.
actually sells a like, the sausage bun. You know, it's
Yeah,
kinda
they always
got
have the sauce. I
sausage-
mean,
a wiener.
every bread shop usually has like some kind of either
So
German
Yamasaki,
sausage
I don't know
or
if
hot
you
dog
have
bun.
it there, but Yamasaki has a deep fried sausage bun
Huh?
here. You have to wait. You have to hit it at certain moments because they sell out real quick.
To them,
And it's called the Frankfurt bun.
Frankfurt bun. So it's usually it's
or the
like
Frank-
so it's like they take it, put it in the bun like they do, then they fry it.
Yeah, it's just a sausage bun that they fry it, and it looks like it's got the tempura flakes on it. It's quite good.
I
The
almost
Yamasaki
can
Frankfurt
envision
bun.
with this. Yamasaki. Let me do Yamasaki. I'm looking for my local bread shop.
Ho Ching Young also. In Shengshui, there's a place. There's one of the bakeries, I think from Kyushu. I think it's a chain bakery, Kyushu chain bakery. They have another bun there, where they bake it but they have a sunny side up egg on the inside,
Oh,
and so you can sell it, and it's still a gooey sunny side up egg on the inside of this bun. It's like $17, but worth every bite. It's really good.
oh, there's one close to me.
Did you find it?
It's basement one in the university. Oh, it's basement one in the hospital over here.
Oh, you gotta go to the hospital, go buy a bakery.
Yeah, it's like that's the closest one. That's walkable, by the way. So what else we got? Nope, that's not it. It's not it. Not mid market. Where's the next one? Let me zoom out. Let's see. We got him in Yamasaki. Looks like we got some in Ealing 101. Here's one over here in Zhongchao. Where is
Yeah,
this?
so those are definitely my
Sogo,
two
Zhongchao
go-tos.
Fuxing. Zhongchao Fuxing has one. I could just go there. Or I'll have to go
Yeah,
into the
I don't know
basement
if
of
they
the
I
hospital.
don't know if they have the same menu over there as they have over here, but yeah, when you can find that deep fried sausage bun, like I swear I think it was called the Frankfurt bun, and because it was like called the 法兰和福炸腸仔包 or some crap like that, and then so it was like English was like the Frankfurt deep fried donut or something, it's
Yeah.
called the Frankfurt donut or something. I don't know what
They're
it is.
known for a lot of their meat filled
Yeah.
stuff. So
Actually, a lot of the Japanese bakeries or Japanese style bakeries actually have a lot of savory meats in them,
Mhm.
which I really like.
I do too.
My favorite one is actually the yakisoba bun.
Yakisoba bun?
Yeah, it's so good.
Paul?
You've never had one of
It's
these?
soba noodles? Really?
Yeah, so they have them like
By the way, I'm listening to you at the same time. I'm scrolling through,
Okay,
looking
yeah.
at the pictures of like, do they have that sausage in here? I'm not seeing any photos right now.
so the yakisoba, they have a yakisoba bun. So like those really soft sandwich buns that they have in Japan. Sometimes you get like the egg salad in the
Yeah,
middle.
yeah, yeah. Like, so, yeah, the
long shape one.
super, they're long, and they're really like just
Yeah.
incredibly like cloud soft. Yeah.
So they'll get like a real nice saucy yakisoba, and they'll put it down the middle
Oh.
and serve it like a sandwich, and it's so good. It's in every single Family Mart when we go to Japan. It's every single one.
Just something about Japan, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
They
like
also serve it. They sometimes they have it here, but just like the Frankfurt thing, when it's sold out, it's gone. It's gone. they they don't restock it.
so I'm gonna have to get up early probably and go roll in.
Probably.
Dang, there's only a couple too.
Yeah. You're right. Something about Japan. There's some things that they do that on paper doesn't make any sense until you try. You're like, oh my God, why don't more people do this?
Speaking of which, our mutual friend in Japan was posting on his story today. Did I see unagi butter on the story?
Yeah, he did. He went there. He did the double unagi too. Did you see that?
I saw it. He got the
It's
double
a
unagi on rice.
Beautiful unagi set. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I know. And then he did the sushi and
He did the
unagi butter.
otoro.
Yeah, otoro.
and
I saw the
and then-
otoro.
yeah.
What was the last one?
He did. I don't remember. I just remember the three because I think it
He
was
had
four.
unagi butter,
There was
otoro.
unagi.
He had salmon. He had like salmon belly, and he had something passed on the back end of the salmon belly. On his
Oh,
story.
that was I just remember he had the. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna look at it right now.
Yeah, go check it out because he had like he posted the unagi, the double unagi on the bowl, like the eel barbecue eel on
Yep.
top of the rice bowl, huge.
Ooh.
And then he did the unagi butter, which by the way we've talked about this before. It's the immortalized sushi, where it's the barbecue eel, and it's got a little thin piece of seaweed wrapped around it, and a little piece of Japanese butter on top, like cut perfectly, like this long
So-
little cold stick.
So first he has the perfect.
Yeah, double
unagi
eel.
set.
Look at that, and
Yeah.
that bowl in there on the top, right there. That's 2 pieces of eel, just like
Yeah. Then he has, of course, the forbidden fruit.
That is unagi butter. We described
unagi
it. Yeah.
butter.
And it's like
Yeah.
what you see on the butter on top, and it's got a little bit of eel sauce drizzled on top. Oh my god.
And of course the toro.
Yes, otoro. Is it toro? Is it otoro? Let's
I
say
think this one
otoro.
is just regular toro.
Okay. And then he has
And, then he had the seared one, the seared
is that
salmon.
That's salmon belly. It
I
looks
think
like.
it's seared salmon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seared salmon or seared salmon belly. Yeah.
And then he had yellowtail.
That's what it was. Yellowtail. I couldn't remember.
So underrated. Yellowtail is so good.
We had something. We had like Pacific Salary or something when we were
Yeah.
there last. It was in season, and I'd never had it served that way, and it was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like I've said it before, I say this every single time. When you get a chance to go to Japan and have sushi, like proper, I am not a sushi snob. Like absolutely not. I will go to like we have a chain here called Sushi Express. It's like pretty much like grocery store sushi in America. And I'll go there. I'm shamelessly like, yes, and I'll just go wild,
Me
right?
too. 100%.
But when I go to Japan and I come back here, I will walk past the restaurant and be like,
You can't do it. You just like there's like about like a month where you
Yeah.
just don't even you don't even want to
No.
you don't even want to go have
no,
Japanese food.
you don't. You can't. You're like, I look at it, I'm like, that's not going to scratch. But if I hopped on a plane and went back to Japan, I'd be like, more sushi.
Yes.
Like,
100%.
it's so wild. It's the weirdest thing. And like, it takes about a month for me to get my palate realigned.
Yeah. I would say for people who go to Japan, let's say your first trip, I would say save up your money and splurge on the big sushi meal. Because I know everybody wants to do the wagyu, right?
Yeah, everybody wants
to
like,
do the Kobe
oh,
beef.
A5.
Everybody
let's
wants
go.
to do, the shukaku or like the, the Kyushu beef, like the small batch. You know what? Guess what? That's always going to be there. That's always going to be in season. But sushi, on the other hand, is different because like depending on the time of year you go, the different fish will be in menu.
Yeah.
So when you plan your trip, I would say take the majority of your food budget. If you saved up for maybe like a fancy meal, take that fancy meal budget and put it to a really nice sushi dinner. Because like Ho Shin Young, you're right. You want to try more local ramen. Actually, there's so many local ramen shops. There's so many, and there's so many really good ones. Wait till it's later on at night, and then just kind of watch where all the people go, right? Then if you kind of follow kind of where they go, you'll end up somewhere that's absolutely amazing. Like there's a
love
cantina.
the dipping ramen
Oh yeah,
with the
tsukemen.
fish that's tsukemen, and the fish
Yeah.
one, the really like, what was the Masaki Sinister one? You probably went to the same one there in Osaka. And he actually, one time I landed, he's like, "Hey, I couldn't meet you." I was like, "Don't worry, I know where I'm going." He's like, "Where? I really want some, ramen." He's like, "Go here." I'm like, "All right." And I went there, and I was just like, I went and walked in by myself, ordered by myself. It was incredible, and I'm going to look up the name of it while we're talking here.
Tsukumen is so good. Tsukumen
Yes.
is so good. And I love the fact that having good tsukumen here is great, but I feel like people outside of Japan, when they make tsukumen, they pull their punches because in Japan the broth is so rich and so full flavored that I don't think a lot of people here, like general public here, would be able to take so much of that salty, fishy, bony collagen richness. So I feel like it is not as punchy here as of course when you go to Japan. But yeah, tsukumen, great. There's while you're looking,
Senpomen. Yeah, I'm looking. Senpomen something or other. Hang on.
while John was looking, there's actually another place down Ueomachi, Bondeng, Ueomachi. I think that's the name of the place. Again, Masaki, I'm so sorry. I'm murdering your country's language. I'm trying, bro. I was staying at the Hilton that last time. Across the road a little bit, there's a place that does like a stone bowl ramen, and they have a very rich, thick pork broth that you're supposed to order with a bowl of rice. And when you first start, because they both come in this hot bowl, like a stone hot bowl. And no, actually, the rice came in the hot bowl, and you take some of your broth and you pour it in the hot bowl with the rice.
So it's kind of like when you do the hot rice bowl, where it's really crispy on the stone. Oh no!
And then so you pour your broth in there, and it becomes like a Japanese risotto. It's so good. It's so good.
So yeah, the one here, it's called what? My Japanese sucks. Senpomen Shinichi Mae, I guess. Shinichi Mae. So it's an area. So it's Senpomen is the restaurant, I guess.
You see, if Masaki was here, we would only get laughing face emojis in the chat from him.
I know, like you.
Bakagaijin.
Bakagaijin. Freaking heck. Oh my gosh, Pura restaurant he took us to. I'm just like going through my bookmarks here. Oh my god.
Well, it's funny you say you fly Haneda back. Actually, maybe every time I've flown through Haneda, every time they've been under some serious construction, and the only thing they had was freaking McDonald's.
You know what? It's funny you say that because every time I go to Haneda, I end up eating McDonald's. I just end up not
wanting to eat it because it's only McDonald's.
I know. I couldn't tell you the last time I went through Haneda and didn't end up at a McDonald's.
Yep. But like KIX on the other hand,
oh
my god,
Kenzai, yeah, you gotta.
I will wait to the very last minute because I gotta eat everything in that food street that they have in KIX. I swear to God, that airport is dangerous. I mean, you gotta like set a timer on your watch and your phone to let you know you gotta go. Yo, it's not the shopping. You gotta go.
Because you go in, like, even before you cross the line into like the airport, you go in downstairs and they have like that whole area of all the restaurants.
It's tucked in the back too.
Yeah, and it's on this side of security. You don't even go through security yet. So
it's tucked in the back. And then so like you gotta really manage your time. And I love how they took like basically the food streets that they have in Osaka and they replicate it in the back section of the airport. And it's nothing but like you have okonomiyaki, you have takoyaki, you have all the different bentos and the rice and the ramen. It's ridiculous. And then they have that really good conveyor belt sushi place inside the airport. You're like, what in the heck?
Yeah.
Craziness.
It's all good. Oh my gosh, the food. Like, I don't know. Like, it's hard to say there any place in the States that even compares.
Airport wise, I think, to be honest, I think that one sports bar at Chicago at O'Hare.
Oh, the one in the center, the connection, like the middle hub. It's on the corner there.
The one in this international hub, that one is actually pretty good.
Okay, yeah. Oh, the one in the international hub. Yes.
Yes, that one.
Because that's separate. You have to go to a separate, whole different area for that one. I know which one you're talking about.
It's a second terminal.
Yeah, whole different terminal.
Terminal 2, or B or whatever. It's the one away from the main O'Hare. And it's that they're the only ones there, and the food is pretty good, and the service is really good, and like they have nothing but Goose Island and then their derivatives on tap. So like 2 thumbs up. Love that place. That's why I love flying through
New York Goose
Chicago.
Island beers, and you got the. So Ho Chi Young saying if you go to the flight waiting zone, there's a tsukumen shop called Roki Nisha. So 6. I know Roku. I see Roku. Roku something. Roku something something.
Rocky Rinsha.
Okay. 6 something something. I don't know. That's all. I can read one.
Interesting. I will keep that in
I can
mind
read one word.
for whenever we get to travel again, my friend.
Yep. Done.
Ho Ching Yang, do you still live in Shangshui? Or like, do you still live around here? Because I remember you were saying that we bumped into each other one time, and I think I would know who you are because I think you bumped into me after I went to the gym one day. Hit me up in the comments. If not, if anything, we could meet up and go have a cheeky drink sometime, whenever it's allowed.
Yeah. Whenever. Ugh. We've got local here too, by the way. So.
Oh man,
Yep.
Luke, how's it going,
Luke's
man?
here. All right. I'm like, while we're talking, keep talking. I'm gonna go through my trying to get some inspiration for my pens.
Cool.
Places.
So-
Okay, what I missed the most. Food
Okay,
you
what you
missed the
missed
most right now since you had your southern food. Go.
Food I miss the most right now since I had my southern food.
You've already had that.
I would say boudin.
Boudin, really? You like
Oh, yeah.
all the way to New Orleans to go to Boudin?
Oh God, I love boudin. Like here's the good thing about being our Louisiana's northern neighbor, is my dad can actually drive about 30 minutes or so down to Rogers, down Arkansas, and there's a legit Louisiana place that has real boudin and some of the other stuff that they sell there. Oh, they have the gator balls.
So since we went on the
No.
subject of fried food, explain to everybody here who's probably going, oh, Boudin, what's this? It sounds Asian-ish.
Yep. So
it's actually
boudin.
French.
Yeah, boudin. Oh my goodness, boudin is a sausage that's almost like how to put it. It's a meal encased in the sausage. I think that's the best way to put it. So imagine a sausage, and inside that sausage there's rice, there's a lot of seasoning, there's herbs, and there's, for lack of a better term, pig internals,
Yep.
pig organs, a lot of pig, some pig fat, and then they grind all this together. And maybe some people actually put pig's blood in there as well. Salted, seasoned pig's blood. It's actually really good.
Yep.
Really, really good. I love the ones that have pig's blood in it because it also shows in a different color. I think it's
Yeah,
like
a little
the red
darker.
color ones.
Yeah, like the really dark colored, like
The
dark,
red
dark
Boudin?
red. Yeah.
Yeah. And so what they do is they flavor all this blood and meat and guts and stuff like that. I mean, if we live in Asia, this is nothing special. This is nothing new to us. So they flavor all of this, they mix it, and they put it through like a sausage maker, like a food processor, and then they use sausage casings and they pump all this into sausage casing. And so all this rice and savory food and stuff like that are inside this sausage. And then some people boil it, some people barbecue it, some people bake it, some people roast it. It's essentially a sausage that has a meal inside of it.
Yeah.
It's a meal in a sausage shape. It's very good. I mean, if you like that rich, savory, almost like a Southeast Asian-y kind of flavor to it, almost like the
Almost,
closest thing I.
But it's heavily
people who's
spiced.
never-
Like Cajun food is heavily spiced. Like
People who have never had Cajun food, I would say I would liken it to like Thai food
yes.
without all the coconut.
Yeah, without Thai food minus coconut minus cilantro.
Yes.
That's what you end up with. But I would say this.
It's the
like-
closest
like,
variation, I would say.
okay, Thai food of Asia, like the powerful flavors of Thai, right?
Oh,
so you
yeah,
look at
love
like
it.
Japanese food, there's a lot of subtleties, but like
Yeah,
amazing. Like, there's
layers,
layers
yeah.
of subtleties. Chinese food's all over the board. Like you got everything from, pretty, tame noodles all the way up to like Sichuan, right?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
The numbing, spicy, crazy, hot stuff. But like, yeah, like the amount of flavor you get punched in the face. You're right. It's really, I think you're right. It's the Thai food of America.
I would say so. I think that was the closest, like
That's a good.
equal kind of, apples to apples comparison, I would
Yeah.
say.
But
What
it
about
doesn't
you?
taste like Thai. But it's just it has
No, it
that
does not.
level of flavor palette. There's spicy. There's like all the layers of herbs, like you said. Like there's like so many
Oh, yeah.
different. Like it's not just one flavor. It's like flavor,
Yeah.
flavor.
And it's very
then-
big flavors too. Very bold.
Usually like some pepper sauce with some vinegar. So there's like some sour mixed in. Typically, it's really good.
Yeah.
Wow. For me, I would say I miss Tex-Mex tacos. Like I'm talking like
yeah.
El Paso, Texas, on the border, taco joint, like is almost as authentic Mexican slash Tex Mexican. Like I wouldn't say Tex Mex, it's like full on Tex Mexican food.
Yes.
Like that.
Yes.
And you could get something very similar in like Los Angeles, anywhere near your border, like anywhere near the southern border of the states. You get a variation of this, and it changes depending on where you are in that border. If you're down in Texas, it has one palate. As you move over to California, it gets a little more of the Baja
it does.
flavor.
Yeah.
I could like run that whole gamut, and it's just something you cannot get anywhere else.
You cannot. I'd say it's the same thing as like eating pho in the US. It's not the same as eating it in Vietnam.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's for sure.
It's I mean, again, nothing against Vietnam, because I think you have to try it there. Eating pho in Vietnam is great. It's an experience, but simply because like the level of the richness of the ingredients you get in like the US and Australia, and then the people who make it are like real Vietnamese people. They just elevate it to such a different level. It's just, you taste that broth, you're like, oh my God, this is a ramen broth right here. Like whatever this is, I'll drink this in a cup.
And that's what I said. I've never had that that experience of like this flavorful, punchy, like, wow. Like it's come kind of close here. There's a couple places that are relatively close-ish, but they're still not scratching what you get when you wander to like the Vietnamese immigrants, or generationally, not even like first gen, but second generation, whatever, that have opened these pho restaurants in the States. And you can just, in pretty much any city, you can get an incredible bowl.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
However, I will flip the script on this. And one of my favorite Vietnamese dishes is bun cha, which is the dry vermicelli
sandwich,
noodles.
right?
No, not that's banh mi. That's banh mi.
Oh, that's right.
Bun cha is the dry noodles, the dry vermicelli noodles, the dry rice noodles. And with like all those veggies and herbs, and then you get like that sour sauce, like it has like a sour kind of like a sweet sour.
I put it on everything.
Yeah. It's like almost like the same stuff you dip like with fish.
Friends.
Yeah, fish sauce. It's got like fish sauce in it. It's got like the spicy peppers. It's got a little bit of vinegar
it comes in that
it.
bottle, and you just
it's all dumped on you. You just go hard. You're like, take the lid off, just go in full. You know?
Oh yeah.
So it's already on there.
Drink it out of the lid.
Yeah, it's already in there on the dry noodles, and then you get these crazy herbs that you can only find in Vietnam. And like the place I went to, I remember it had like they brought you a platter. It was like this big, just like pile this high of like the herbs and the veggies.
Wow.
And you're just like, and it was like they just drop it on the table for like you and your compatriots to share. And you get the noodles, and then you usually have a little bit of meat, maybe some roast pork, or you get the summer rolls, or whatever, the fried rolls, the Vietnamese fried spring rolls. Oh my God!
Oh, they're so good. They're so good.
And they're usually cut into small, like, so you get little chunks, and it's all tossed in with those noodles. Some people call it a bun bowl. It's actually called bun cha. And it's, oh my God, I had it in Vietnam, and it's just like, because you can't get the herbs outside of Vietnam.
Yeah.
And I've yet to find a good Vietnamese restaurant in the States. I'm sure there's some that replicate those spring rolls as well as they do there. Oh, so
There's something about it, man. It's like, it's those leaves. It's whatever those leaves are. It's like
I don't know.
Basil,
but there's something
on
else.
Steroids.
Yeah,
like
I don't know what.
Basil on crack. That's what it is. It's like they're dialed up to like 1,000,000, and like, just you put it in anything, and you just let it sit. Like you put it in your pho, you let it sit for 2 seconds, and then your whole thing tastes like it. And I love it. I personally really enjoy it. The producer always gives me all of it, so I eat all of it. So yeah, for real. Like some of the Southeast Asian stuff, man. Like I swear to God, like in Asian cuisine outside of Japan, like my favorite, hands down, I can eat it every day, is Southeast Asian food. Vietnamese, Malaysian, Thai. I love all of it. It's just, there's something about it. Filipino food, also highly underrated.
Oh my gosh. I've had some, because I get some Filipino friends here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man. There are some hidden gem Filipino restaurants, like absolutely hidden gem ones here in Taipei.
There's 2 here. There's 2, and like I've been trying the hardest to find like bangus and sinigang.
Oh, they have it here, man. When you come,
my God, like some good bangus, and man, like some
Come on,
good
brother.
chicken adobo.
Oh,
Or some
come
pork
on, bro.
adobo.
You want the chicken adobo? I mean, like
Lechon. Oh my
you walk
God.
in and it's like, here's your plastic gloves. Oh, you want a fork? We don't have forks here.
Thank
Go
God.
eat.
Oh yes.
And it's like, and then the person that works at the lady, it's always the lady, right? Comes out just the next bowl of rice, the next bowl, like it's the never ending
Yeah.
rice bowls.
It's the
coming at you.
never-ending rice bowls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta love it. Like man, I love the Philippines.
Oh my
I-
gosh.
I feel like the Philippines is right up there with Thailand. I just feel like Thailand maybe did a little bit better marketing.
Yeah, maybe it's marketing. But man, you come here. I took the producer with my Filipino friend here. He's actually Taiwanese Filipino.
Oh, cool.
He's Taiwanese, but he was raised in the Philippines. He was born in the Philippines.
Nice.
So he's kind of like 1 foot in each world. So
Fluent
It's-
Tagalog.
yep. And
Awesome.
and fluent in Mandarin and Taiwanese. So
Wow, that's awesome.
yeah, so and he took us to like this like a place you would never in a million years even know existed unless you were like in the community, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like you're like, am I in a like a restaurant? Is this like a corner little room or is this like somebody's like kitchen? I don't know. Like somebody's home kitchen. And man, I took the producer there and she was just like, okay, yeah, this is legit. Cause I've been hyping her up. I'm like, you don't understand. Like when you get legit, like home cooked Filipino food.
It's so good. It's something else, man. It really is something else.
But I think it's our
really is.
southern roots too. Like I find that to me, Filipino food is like, there's so much of it that reminds me of like southern cooking.
I think it's the vinegar that they use. They use a lot of vinegar. It's a lot of it's a lot of sour stuff, salt and sour.
Mhm.
You know, I think
And fatty.
that's probably fat. A lot of pork.
Yeah.
Man, they can barbecue some pork, man. Lechon is so good. they could do a pig. They
Yeah.
really do a pig good.
Yeah. Mm.
They really can.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
Like
man,
by the way,
Philippines.
if all of you that watch, like I'm sure it's late for some of us, early for some of us, depending on where you are watching. I'm sorry in advance that like
Poor bumpkin. He's
Bro-
there drinking his coffee.
Yeah.
He's listening to us talk about food and
no, he's
all this
listening to
other-
food going,
all
where am I
these
going
drinks.
for lunch? He's going, where am I going for lunch today? Phones out like Filipino food near me. Boop. You know, it's like
But Private Bumpkin was talking about like he prefers gator balls or gator bites over catfish.
Oh.
Had a bad experience. You know, to be honest, I think the last time. Remember, were you at the EVIC event in 19
19.
Outpost, Airsoft Palooza?
I think I went to Airsoft Palooza in 19. Was it 19? I think it was 19.
Oh no, but you were there
Yeah.
with Charlie and them.
Yeah. I was there with
Yeah,
19.
you were there, and
Yeah.
then we all went to the Cajun place where Mitch and I went outside. We saw a fight.
Yes, that place.
You were there.
Yes.
Dinner and a show.
fight started in
everybody.
the
It was
bar.
so good.
It was literally
Oh
like,
my
have we
goodness.
told the story?
I
on
don't
the
think
show?
so.
It's like, it was
we've
literally,
never told the story before.
hold my baby while I fight.
It was.
I mean, that's-
it was that.
It was legit. Hold my
Yeah.
baby while I get into a fight. It's all.
It was like it was bad, but so good in the worst and best ways. Again, day job time, and it was all of industry people, and we're all like having a great time at this Cajun restaurant outside of Houston.
Nice. It's a nice
Fan-
sit-down place too. It's a nice place. We're not
Beautiful
talking
sit
like
down place.
yeah.
Service was fantastic. The food was really good, and so we had a bunch of us there. Our friend Masaki was there. Some other of our good friends, Tim and Mitch, and
probably
some
about
other
10 or
friends were
12
there.
of us at the table.
Yeah, there was at least like we took up a large
Yeah.
sides of the restaurant because there was a bunch of us. So we got to one point of the dinner, and you guys were still sitting down. And Mitch and I we needed to go outside real quick, so we went outside, and then as we walked to the door, I hear this blah blah blah. Oh yeah, hey, hold me. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, you hear that sound of like
Yeah,
the flesh
You hear the
smacking.
yelling, yeah.
Yeah.
You hear the yelling, and these two ladies. One lady passed her baby, hold it to the husband. The husband had to hold the baby. Husband couldn't even catch the baby in time, and she
She was
was
like,
throwing hands. And then the other husband was trying to hold the other wife back. Oh
Yeah.
man, the other wife was throwing hands, and then the servers were just standing there like this.
And the whole time, like I swore, I think at one point I heard somebody yell, World star.
Yes, yes, I heard that too.
Oh my god.
So,
Legit hold my baby. I mean, like, you
so
cannot make this up. You really, honest to goodness, cannot make this up.
so now I'll tell the part where Mitch and I, when we were outside,
Because
so
you're
we're
outside.
like,
That perspective happened inside. So the
so I
restaurant's
was
kind
there
of like in
watching,
a
we were all
V.
watching this, right?
It's kind of like the bar went this way. We were sitting this way, and there's like
Yeah, and then
a big circular like lobby waiting
yeah.
area. So like
And then it was the door.
all poured into that lobby area. So we're like lined up straight to the door, and then they're this way. So when they poured in, and all this is happening like in clear view, all of us, I'm sitting backwards.
The
I'm like
whole restaurant was
I'm
like,
like spinning
oh my
around. Like, oh.
God. Yeah, like it was so weird. Like all the servers were super calm.
Yeah.
They just let it happen.
They're just like,
and then the manager
again.
could care less. The manager went to all the tables. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, everybody. We're just gonna comp you guys on some stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry for this. And so Mitch and I were outside, and as we're outside, we're just joking, ha ha ha, LOL, dinner and a show. The moment we say this, they come barreling out the door, and they're fighting. They're fighting in the parking lot. And again, guy with the baby is like, stop it, stop fighting. And the other guy was like, yeah, exactly, we're friends, stop fighting. And then the police come, right? And then the police come, and then I think the two people that were fighting, they had two friends that were trying to pull them back.
Mhm.
And then the husbands were trying to kind of calm everybody down. The moment the police come, the two friends that were holding the fighting people back did a mad dash. Not even the people who were fighting ran. It was the two friends that ran.
Somebody may or may
What
not
is
have had some.
going on?
They may or may not have had some warrants on them. Who knows?
So I'm like, what is going on? So Mitch and I were like, shall we stay out here for a little longer? I'm like, yes, I think we should. Would you like to one more? And he's like, oh, yes, sir. I would like to have one more. And so you're just watching. And then so this one person who's holding the lady with the baby back, he decided that he was going to jump into a bush, like right in the parking lot. And then so the police,
it's a big parking lot in America.
yeah.
There's like shrubs and bushes and stuff all around.
Huge parking lot.
Yeah.
So the police casually walks over, takes his flashlight, shines it right on him, and say, "Sir, it's okay. Just come on out. Everything's fine. We just want to know what happened. Just want to make sure everybody's okay. You don't have to run. Okay? I'm just gonna come in here and help you out, okay?" Pull this guy out of the bushes, walks the guy out. The other two cops ran after the other one. They never came back, mind you. Mitch and I were like, oh my God, this is too much. I think we should go inside before they come and talk to us.
And on this episode of Cops. God.
Dum, dum.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
God,
and, like, the story
that was a night.
You don't understand, like, we really could fill a season of podcasts with stories. And it's not even the fact that we've spent that many times together, like doing, it's just like the stuff that happens around us.
Oh man, it's just, yeah, exactly. It's not even stories about us. It's just stories about us just standing there minding our own business and goes,
Yeah.
wow, is that really happening?
Yeah, is this happening?
Jeez,
Yeah,
Jono, that's really happening.
Really happening.
Like I always find it fascinating when you and I go to conventions and we run into each other. There are times when we would just kind of shoot the shit, and just for fun we would just speak in Mandarin, and then we would see the people stop, come back, do a double take, and then we'd wave, and then be like, "Are you guys?" And then we'd speak English, and they're like, "Huh," and then they walk away.
I didn't understand what you were saying. What do you mean?
Oh man,
that's a good parlor trick. Yeah.
that is great. I mean, or the flip side is when we were in Taipei, we went to that night market.
Yes.
And then bless that guy, that night market vendor.
Yeah.
We walk up, and I haven't been to a Taiwanese night market in a long time. So Jono was saying, "Oh, this place is a really local place. We gotta try some of this food," and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And so John was like, "Oh, you gotta try this. You gotta try this." I was like, "Okay, cool. Yeah, I've never had any of this before. You order it up." And so we go there, and he's ordering all of this in Mandarin, and he asked me in Mandarin, and I reply him and the guy in Mandarin. Like, do I want spicy? You know,
Yeah,
how
it's like,
many
if you want
do I
spicy, how
you know?
spicy do you want
Oh
it?
yeah,
You
and,
know,
and the three of us, well, the two of us, we're speaking Mandarin, and the guy was so befuddled, he could only answer Jono and I in English.
yeah. He kept trying in
Yeah.
English, and
Yeah,
we,
and we would
never
just-
broke Mandarin.
Yeah, we
Not
never
once.
broke Mandarin with him one time.
And
I
it's
guess,
just like,
You know, I think like, you know, here it's like, I don't know about you, Jono, but like when people talk to me in English, I try to always keep speaking English to them because I don't want
Right.
them to feel bad. I mean, they're
Right.
making an effort to try to speak English to me. But at the same time, if I'm at a super local place, I know, like, you know, I know for a fact that it's better if I speak Canto or it's
Yeah.
better if I speak Mandarin. I'll just do it. And it's not because I don't think they have the ability to. I just feel like it's just more endearing for me to do so.
right.
And so I think that was the situation that you and I were in. And the guy just was like, okay. Spicy?
Yeah,
Yeah, 我们
spicy.
要辣的。
Yeah, 会要辣的，小辣。
我的多一点，他可以。
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like, oh, okay, you want a more spicy? I'm like,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes. Oh, it was the Cho Tofu
That's
place.
that guy. Yeah, it was. And that
No, it was
the
Cho Tofu,
best
and the
Cho
next to it
Tofu.
was the barbecue place.
Oh, you took me to this noodle place.
Oh, but that was in the far side. That was the oyster.
That was the
noodle-
far side.
Was
Yeah,
it the
yeah, yeah.
oyster noodles or was it what noodles?
It was the oyster
Yeah, it
noodles.
was oyster noodle place. Yeah.
The Cho Tofu place, it was the same place where we had the yasha with the rice inside.
So the Zushigao. Was it the
Yeah.
Zushigao? Yeah, which is it was the pig's blood. Where it was
It was
Yashua.
pig's blood? I thought it was.
I think
duck's
it was.
blood.
I don't think it was Yashigao. It was
'Cause I-
Zushigao. Usually, it's the pig's blood with the rice, the cakes, and then they
Oh, okay.
barbecue it. Yeah.
Because I had that, and then I also had the barbecue duck's blood.
Because we did the you did the barbecue duck blood. I think they put the duck blood in the Cho Tofu. Because there was the Cho Tofu place and it was the barbecue place, like the little skewers.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're right. Because I remember they were kind of close. So I
Yeah,
maybe
they were
I have
like-
both of them.
Next to each other. Yeah.
Because I remember it was the guy. It was a guy who we got like the other skewers.
The barbecue, the skewers from. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
And
right.
then we
He
went
was
to the
at-
other
he was at
far
the
end of the
front
night
street.
market.
Yeah. Then we went to the far.
The
end.
very
Yeah, that's
back,
right.
and that's where we had like the oyster, like the seafood noodle, like it was like
Yes.
it was Min Xian, I think is what it was.
I think
it was a
we
Min
went-
Shin
I think-
place.
Yeah, it was a Min Shin place, and then Jesus, we were like, well, let's get something small. I got this big bowl of noodles. I'm like, oh my
Yeah,
god.
it was a Min Xian. So it's a rice noodles with like this really brown, thick kind of like.
It was good. It was
soupy-
very
so it
good.
becomes it's very gelatinous.
Yeah.
And then they sometimes they'll put oysters, sometimes they do intestines, sometimes they do both. And it
Yeah.
sounds rough, but it's really good. And usually put a little black vinegar in it, a
Yeah.
little spicy like la jiao or something like that in
Yeah.
it, and spicy like a spicy pepper sauce. And it's just oh my gosh. It takes like the first time you get it, especially if you get the intestine version, it'll punch you in the face and you're like, whoa. And it takes a little adjustment.
You know what? I would say this though. You know what I've realized? I would not realize, but come to a better understanding of. You know, people who live in the South, people who live up in the north of England, like our buddy Scott, people who live up in the mountains, you guys got no excuses. Okay?
None.
Y'all food is just as bad
It's the
as
same.
this.
Yeah.
Okay? Like spotted dick. Okay. I mean, come on. Black pudding? I mean, come on, guys. It's the same thing. It's all this blood and guts and all this. Come on. Rocky Mountain oysters? Come
Yeah.
on, guys. Come on, guys.
Yep.
All this Cajun food with all the pig liver and intestines and, you know, kidneys and all that.
You go to the hot pot place to get
grounded.
turkey testicles here, man.
Come on, bro.
Turkey
Haggis.
testicles.
There you go, Stu. You just took the words out of my mouth. Haggis. Come on,
Haggis. Haggis.
By the way, love haggis.
Really, haggis would be the equivalent of boudin, I think.
Yeah, it was like blood sausage.
It's kind of like it's stuffed in a sausage anyway.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Full circle. So yeah, I mean we can go on about crazy foods and stuff. Yeah, man.
Ah, goodness
I'm so
gracious.
hungry now. I want to travel.
I do. I want to travel so bad.
And
You
the
know.
vid, man. It's all about this vid.
Yeah, it's all about this. Hey, you know what? I do honestly think we may be coming to the end of all this.
I hope the vid is gonna end soon.
I think
I'm not trying to say
honestly
don't say
think-
the full word because that'll get us downranked.
Yeah, the beer bug. I think
Yeah.
I think it's on its last legs with how quote unquote mild things are with the
Mhm.
latest iteration. I think we're the, look. I hate to say it because I sound like such a bit h, but like we've suffered through so much. Let's just hang in there for this last little bit.
Yeah.
Right, like, oh god, like I tell you, like Jono and I talk to my family and stuff like that, and I always have to like when I tell them, hey, we just got to be positive. When I say that, I'm also talking to myself here.
Yeah.
Right,
It's
like,
this is self affirmation. This is like one of those things like I'm gonna repeat this because I need to hear it for myself.
Yeah, Razvan, we're in it right now. We're in
Yeah.
it right now. Jono and I, we just talked about this last week. We're in it right now.
Yep.
And that's why like things are closed at 6 o'clock, and there's nothing we can do. But I do honestly think that going forward, maybe end of the year, hopefully things will get a little
Yeah.
bit better.
Like Stu and I have a mutual friend who's got a wedding coming up, and we're
It's in Taipei though, right? It's Taiwan though, right?
Taoyuan, where they're having the outbreak.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know. So it's really close to the airport, and that's where the problem is because it's like the cleaning crew there
Right.
got it in the parking lot from like a taxi driver because like probably cigarette butts or something out.
Right, of
but yeah,
course. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Blame you. No.
Right. Okay.
Taxi drivers. No. So anyway, long story short, yeah, that's the thing. I'm really. I know Stu knows who I'm talking about.
Look,
so.
I think like right now it's if you look at the trend of everything.
Yeah, I saw you in the seating chart there, Stu. That's why I know you're going.
If we look at the trend of everything, I'm not going to say what, but it's the potency is doing this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see. I mean, hopefully, you never know. like-
yes, that's right. That's
It's
right.
like the stock market, man. You don't know what's going on there. You have no clue. It's just like,
Ho Ching Young, Captain Nick is.
how's he? Yeah.
Oh my God, Captain Nick is almost 40 days in quarantine
Huh?
because when he works, he's only allowed to do quarantine hotel, bus, plane, off the plane, bus, quarantine hotel.
It's prison.
So it's a grounded prison and a flying prison. On the bright side, he is now ranked 10% in the world for speed chess.
Top 10% is speed chess. And
Speed
he's
chess.
he's probably logging some serious, like, 787, 777 stick time.
Yes.
So he's moving his career fast tracked. So good for him. He's like, when
Good
this
for
thing
him.
clears,
I mean,
he's gonna have some 777 stick time. And
he posted a post on his Instagram and Facebook the other day that said he had an argument with himself in the mirror and he lost.
what's worse, losing or winning? I don't know.
I don't know. I miss you, Nick. I love you, man.
Yeah.
Like hang in there. You're almost out. You're almost 10 more days and you're out.
And then what?
So 10 more days and he's actually done with quarantine.
Okay, but then what happens after that?
Like right now he's here.
Yeah,
right
what
now
happens
he's
after the
in
10
Hong Kong.
days? Does he
So
chill for a
right
while,
now,
then
the
goes
10
back
days,
to work?
I think they have to by law give him some time off. That poor soul. I think
Like unlatch his shackles. All right, sir.
let's
Here's a loaf
burn
of
him
bread,
the hell
mister.
out,
Go
you
have
know?
fun.
That's right.
See you back in the castle keep in 1 week. You know,
That's
it's like,
right.
what?
So yeah, Captain Nick will be okay. He's a strong guy,
Yeah.
very smart. 10% in chess
Speed
in the
chess
world.
is
In the
impressive.
world.
World
In the
ranked.
world. You know. I think I need to talk to Nick about his choices next time. Like, yeah, maybe he has never discovered a video game called Pokemon.
Yeah, I should play like one of those cards. Yeah, anything with like the
You
card
know,
games.
Like it'd be like I was talking to my colleague about this today. I was like, if I was ever to travel and I had to come back to Hong Kong and be in a 21-day quarantine, I would travel with my Xbox as my carry-on luggage. The reason why is when I come back, I can plug it in. I'll resubscribe to my Xbox Live Gold, and I'll play the heck out of some Destiny 2. Because that game is so grindy right now, it's not even funny.
I've heard it's pretty good though. Everything I've read is like it's
No.
its peak, but
Right now, Destiny is so good in the fact that like there's so much to do. Destiny 1, I felt like was super grindy, but it was super grindy because there was not a lot to do, but then it was so much RNG. So
yeah,
there was something to grind.
you ran
grind
the same junk
for.
over and over
Yeah,
until you got the stuff you
because there was some
wanted.
RNG in it. However, Destiny 2, there's an end goal of what you got to do, but there's just so much of it. So like if you want a lot of activities, Destiny 2, great. I just don't
Gambit,
have the time
baby.
commitment to do it.
No, but we're talking too niche here. But yeah,
Oh, well.
I uninstalled mine. I'm out of that. I got too much with my job.
Yeah.
I got way too.
I
much
would
going
love
on.
to play. Like I was telling the producer last night, like I would love to be able to just sit down and play some Animal Crossing and play Destiny 2 again. You know, I would just love to, I would love it. Like I was telling the producer, like we're talking about it one night over dinner, like, you know, reminiscing over like the early lockdown times when nobody knew what was going on and there was no work from home infrastructure,
Yeah,
where we were all like essentially on no pay leave, and we were all like her and I would sit together and we would play Animal Crossing, and all we would try to do is like, hey, we're gonna try to cross raise these flowers to try to get these other flowers, and like, hey, come visit my island. Like those are some really good times. I'm not gonna lie, like Animal Crossing to me has a lot of fond memories, and I loved it. And
it
I
was
think it was
big
such
for
a
a while.
perfect. It was the perfect game for when it launched. And like, I wish I could just have the time to sit down and play Animal Crossing again, because it's such a wholesome game that is so relaxing. I just feel bad like when I finish work, I go to the gym and I beat myself the f up when I'm there. When I come back and I finish my meal prep for the next 2 days, I sit down and I'm so tired. I just can't do anything.
Hmm.
I'm so tired, and I maybe start a YouTube video just so I can calm down. And the moment I'm at a calm state, it's like time to FaceTime call the producer and go to bed.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's literally my day. And yeah, it's good to have everything. You know, you have a full day where it keeps you occupied. But there's times like I feel like maybe I'm neglecting my own downtime.
yeah, a little. Let me say, personal mental health. So
Yeah. But then again, I feel like lifting heavy things and putting them down is also great for the mental health too.
I
Like
will tell you,
my God, it's
by
great.
far, my morale, my personal like happiness level, like all the once I started doing, I mean, I'm not like you, man. I'm not like in the gym. Wow, impressive. And it's almost
Almost
gone
done.
because she got the big, well, it's got the big lump in it. Once I started doing weights, I do it 3 days a week, but an hour-ish, hour and a half, 3 times a week. And it's really kind of my like, if I go too long, if I miss a day, especially if I miss a day after my 2 day off, so I have day on, day off, day on, day off, day on, 2 days off. If I miss
Yeah.
3 days off, I can tell my mood's like,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
And
starting
you
to
get
crash.
anxious.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, you do. I mean, I'm like, I crash. I need, and when you,
yeah.
you work out, you're like, maybe I don't want to, and you do it, and you're like, you know, like the
Oh
endorphins
yeah,
kick in,
you're
everything
just
kicks in. You're like, oh, I
yeah.
feel great again. Like you feel, it's so hard to describe it. I'm not a hardcore exercise guy at all,
Mhm.
but it really does so much for the mood. It's like
Yeah.
unbelievable.
It really is. It really does. You know, like I I've been so blessed to be in a position that I am right now. I mean, you know, putting aside the fact of day job,
Are you living
you
your
know,
best life, Mark?
I would say yes,
Are you
I
living?
am.
You should live your best life.
I'm so living my best life.
Oh my
No,
god.
like no, what I mean is being able to work out and play football at the same
Mm.
time, taking what I'm doing at the gym and applying it to
Yeah.
something that is a passion of mine, and at the same time being able to inspire my teammates to do better, you know, to help them grow as human beings, to see them come as like scrawny bean poles of young people, to see them like defined and hitting with some strength and being able to do things that they haven't been able to do before all 17 years of their lives is actually quite rewarding. You know, like that's something that I find that I never thought I would be able to help people with when I first started, you know, going back to the gym 6 years ago.
Yeah.
God, it's been 6 years. But
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
it's
6 years is
yeah,
a good
it's
time. That's a good chunk of time.
you know,
It's
6 years ago,
it's a
and
lifestyle.
yeah, it really is. It's something you really have to dedicate yourself to. I mean, I think I saw a meme about this fitness stuff, which is so funny that it was a meme, but it was like those charts where you go from skinny to fat,
Yeah.
and then so it was a skinny to fat chart, and it says it took you 30 years to get here. Why would you think it would take you a month to get from fat back to skinny?
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's so true. Like it's something that you need to continually work on. And
It's one of those things, like, for me, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I've always just, like, I've exercised, like cardio, try to stay in shape, heart health, that kind of stuff.
yeah,
But I never really hit the weights hard. I did for a little while and I hurt myself. I had a pretty bad injury and it took me out of the game for months and it kind of scared me away from the gym for a long while. But I've been outdoorsy, I've been active. I wasn't ever like lazy. I was never like bad, but I was
Right.
creeping. My weight was creeping up. I was getting those 190s. I was almost at 200 pounds. Well, I can't even know what the kilo conversion is on that, but
like
a
90
year and
something
yeah,
kilos or some
90. I
crap
was in the
like that.
90s, yeah. And then I get here, and for a while I'm okay. And then about a year-ish and a half ago, started really hitting the weights. The producer and I started doing actually
Yeah.
the jump rope, like losing. And I shed. It took a while. It started like slow, like, no progress, no progress. Started eating healthy, and it just like, whoa. And
Yeah.
it just like when it
Yo,
started, it was
like-
like, what happened? Like all of a sudden my clothes don't fit anymore, and the wrong way, they're
Yeah.
all big.
Yeah. It was like when I talked to you that one time we were having FaceTime, like talk about doing some video stuff together. You showed up. I'm like, who are you?
Yeah, what the heck, dude? Like, who are you? Yeah.
You've been working out, like, for real. Like,
Mm.
oh yeah, I saw that. That was like
And-
it's so funny because I watch your videos and I subscribe to you, and then whenever you have new stuff, I watch it and I make it a point to go to your channel and watch your content because you help me a lot with my day job. And so I'm there, and then we had that FaceTime call like last year. No, was it last? No, it was it was the end of 2020.
20,
It was
yeah.
It was end 2020, early 2020 when we were first talking about seeing how we can do this whole
Do this. Yeah, we were
thing.
starting to bubble up
Yeah.
the idea for
It's
this.
funny. We were talking about doing this, but for our day job.
The day
Thank God
job.
that
Yeah, it was gonna be a
thank
day
God
job
that
thing.
never happened.
Yeah, I know.
Thank
Yeah.
God. Oh my, thank God this happened instead. But like, yeah. So yeah, that's when I first saw that you were going to the gym, because like I saw it immediately in your jawline.
Yeah.
Like it was just just the chiselness, like the angle that you
Yeah, it
had
was
from
like-
your cheekbones.
Round
You
to
know.
like now, like, oh hey, there's an
I
angle
never
here.
I never really thought about it before.
No, I mean I
You know,
never
'cause
did
I
either.
never,
Like,
I
it was
never
normal
thought you
for
were
me.
overweight, and because we've seen each other quite often, when life was normal, and then so I never thought anything of it. And then you, you show up on camera like that. I'm like, oh my God,
Like,
who
what
are
the
you?
hell, man? It's like, yeah. So I dropped a
when you shaved.
bunch. Man, I dropped a
did.
lot. And then and that was like my big transformation. I was like, okay, I'm cool. I finally hit a number. I'm like, all right, I'm pretty good right now. I don't want to keep dropping because I'll be like too skinny. And then I started doing weights, and it took a while. And then all of a sudden I look in the mirror one day, I'm like, that's me? Like, it's one of
What
those
is
really, it's one of those
this?
crazy, it's one of those, I mean, everybody says, oh, it's me. No, really, it's like all of a sudden, like one day it just like click and you're like, holy, I've actually got like, all right, I'm
Yeah.
making progress. I made like, all of a sudden one day I woke up and I was
That
like,
is so
oh, like,
true.
wow, like my clothes don't fit. It didn't
Yeah.
even like, it sucks because it's expensive. And now it's like the other way. I'm like, I have to be careful. I'm like, God, I gotta maybe dial back the shoulder here because like all my shirts are starting to not fit now. I'm like, crap. Like my blats, I got like, all right,
That's
but-
why I tell myself all the time, and I look at myself in the mirror and I still see the same kind of overweight, SOB. I don't know. Maybe it's because I went through a bit of trauma with that. But anyways,
everybody does.
No,
You always care. You
everybody
always
does.
see yourself the way. But I mean,
so all you guys in chat, it takes time. It just takes a little bit of time.
For
If you
real.
just stick to it, just stick to it. If you stick to it, it'll work out. I swear.
I can tell you right now,
got-
if the best advice that Mark and I know Mark will echo exactly the same thing. The best advice we can give anybody in this chat. There's no lecture involved. There's none of this stuff. And it's one of those, like, I sound like the old grandpa. Like, I wish I did it sooner. Just do it, man. Like, go to the gym, change
too
your
late.
diet a little bit, lift heavy things. And I'm telling you, I was like, oh, I'm sore, it hurts. But you know what? At some point, it stops hurting. It really does. And you're like, oh, I missed this. Why am I not sore? Oh, I got to push myself.
Yeah, I know. I
But I
feel
went
that
to
all the time, like,
failure. Why didn't
why is
I
my
hurt?
chest not sore?
Yeah, I went to failure. I just didn't push it hard enough, you know? Seriously,
Yeah.
go do it. It
Yeah.
will absolutely like find your purpose, find your direction, set your goal, and do it. I'm telling you, do that. I used to do this, I haven't done it in a long time. Go find a combative sport. Like you have football, right? American football.
Yeah.
I used to do martial arts. I'm way out of that now. Now my combative sport is business.
Oh man, that's combative enough.
I know, right? But you know, find that direction and drive. Find something to challenge your that side, and then work on your health. Just lift heavy weights, and you're gonna, man. It's just the it does change your life. It really does.
Oh, it's so cliche, but it does.
It is.
It
It's
does.
I hate
It
to sound
really
like
does.
those bro science guys.
Oh,
that
it
you
does.
see
It
here
does.
on
It,
YouTube all
it
the
will
time.
it will change your life. I think like you say that, and just to compliment what Jono said, I will leave you with this. My stepdad, who was the only father figure in my life, I love the man to death. Um, he knew that when I was younger, I wanted to be an athlete. That's all I wanted to do, and I wanted to be a professional ice hockey player because there was no football at the time. But my stepdad was the one who pushed me to be a better athlete, to do my cardio, to do my push-ups and my sit-ups. And there were so many days I didn't want to until he told me, you know, does it hurt, son? I said, yes, it does. I said, does it kind of suck? He said, yes, it does. And I said, yes, it does. He said, good, because if it's not hurting, it's not working. And I was like, wow, that is so true.
It's true.
That's so
And
true.
That's some great advice. And it carries over once you start doing this. It does carry over mentally to other parts of your life. You'll see it. It like I'm not gonna lie. Going to the gym, and I know it sounds so stupid. I'm not saying get hardcore. Just it will change your perspective and your direction in everything you do in life. Your business, your focus in life, your focus for relationships, your focus for everything. It really will change a lot.
Yeah,
Just
it
getting
really-
something, building a
it
habit,
really
and
will.
sticking to it. Yeah.
It really will, because like you can. I feel like the gym is a great thing that helps you to visualize hardship, visualize something that's difficult,
Mhm.
and then you can use your mind through your body, through your determination to push through that. And it really does help with so many things that maybe that's difficult that you're going through, and you can always think about, man, remember that squat I did the other day? You know what? This is not as hard as that squat,
Yeah.
and it's really gonna help. And yeah, I think that's for me. I'm gonna leave it right there.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. Good place to stop.
Yeah, good place to stop. Man, Jonathan, what an awesome open mic night.
I know,
I think we
man.
need to do these more. I think, you guys are fantastic, joining us in on our conversation tonight. And
Yeah, it's
I think
it's
just
chat. I
got-
mean, like chat.
yeah.
You guys really drove this conversation. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely.
absolutely, and you and I just kind of get the, just to kind of shoot it. I
Yep.
think it's fun, To be honest, guys, this is what we talk about pre-show.
This-
Literally,
like
this is pre-show.
this
is literally
really this
what
is
it
us. Like really for real. This is like all you're doing is just
Yeah.
joining. This is like instead of two people talking, it's like 12, 13 people talking or more.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. It's no different.
Yeah, I mean, like, for real, like, we love our topics that we think about, but sometimes to have like maybe we should do like once a month. We should do a free an open
Yeah,
mic.
maybe we'll do open mic. Yeah, open mic. Yeah, we'll just do open
Once a
mic.
month.
This will be open mic 1.
Yeah,
I'll
open
rename
mic
the
1.
show to open
Yeah.
mic number 1, and then we'll just do like once a month. Yeah, like
Yeah.
every 4 or so episodes, we'll do
Maybe
open
we
mic.
should do like at the end of the month we should do an open mic, so
Okay.
we can kind of wrap up the whole month, chit chat, see what's coming up, next or something. I don't know. I think that
Sounds
would be
good.
cool.
We got Chinese New Year
Yeah.
coming up. Got some big
Oh
shows.
yeah. Oh man, China's New Year's. Yeesh. Just thinking about that right now. It's just, guys. I always get asked the same question when you get to a certain age. So when are you getting married? Oh well. Anyways, that's it for me tonight.
Been there, done that. Got the T-shirt. Got
Wait.
the,
Got
Got the divorce.
Actually,
got the divorce
this is all
paperwork.
that's left in the
Prove
bottle
that.
of wine. So guys, I've done it. There is nothing left.
Yep. Congrats. No, you're not an alcoholic.
I swear, I'm not. I swear. Jay, I'm sorry. Before we end, Jay is in the chat. You know what Jay is, Jono?
Mm.
Jay was there when you came and watched us play in Taipei. Jay was on the other team.
Oh, that Jay.
And Jay came and grabbed you.
He was
and
like, Jonathan,
and you,
yeah, no, he was like,
and he asked you where I was. He says, number 2, gold visor.
yeah, I know.
Over there. Big love, Jay. I miss you, man.
What's up, Jay, man?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think the last time I saw you was at that game. You played like 3 positions, I swear.
I did play like 3 positions.
And he played 3 positions. He played like,
He was
like kicker?
freaking Jay scored the first touchdown.
I
on
know
me.
he did.
That's because look. I said
Did
I
you
was
miss
going
a
to end on
tackle?
that positive note, but here I'm just going to say it. I was put on the island by my teammates. It was 2 options. I could either go for Jay or I can go for the other guy. At least I went for Jay. And the moment his feet touched the ground, that's why I got to him. Okay, so at least I tried. I'm just saying.
All right.
Miss you too, Jay. So glad you're here. Anyways, that's it for me. Okay,
That's it for me
that's
too.
it for me.
Guys, we will see you on next Monday. Always an enjoyable
Yes.
show hanging out with everybody.
Have a good one, guys.
And until next week.
Stay hopped up.